Welcome to this space. I'm so glad that you're here. I am Web Woman Lauren Webb. I am very grateful that you've chosen to spend some time with me today. Let's to get in the space together. Let's take a deep breath and take however much time you need to find yourself in your present moment, because that's the whole entire point of this channel, of this space, of this conversation, is you connecting with you, not you connecting with me. Although I love to connect with you and I would love to hear anything from you, but I am filling up this space because and taking this space and creating a sacred space in my own literal house, in my own literal space, because I want to create an experience for you that connects you with yourself. Okay. I don't believe that I have anything to offer you that's outside of you. All that I can offer you is my presence. And so that is one of the main tenets of this channel. If you found me, I'm so glad you have. And we're going to just connect together. And then I'm going to just talk about some of my experience, because I'm not a good teacher, but I am a really good experiencer. And I am really good at sharing my experiences. And hopefully, through my experiences, maybe you can pinpoint and pick out some things that can help you on your experience journey. So, this month, I'm going to do a series on encouragement. And I want to start at the most important place of encouragement, which is encouraging myself, encouraging yourself. Because if we are vibrating at the frequency of I don't get enough, I don't have enough, I don't get enough for affirmation, I don't have enough encouragement, no one encourages me enough, no one appreciates me, then what we are going to get back, what we get back, not what we're going to, this literally happens in my life all the time. What we get back in life when we operate at that not enough, not enough, not enough, no one appreciates me, there's not enough affirmation, what do we get back? I get back no appreciation. I get back entitlement. I get back, whether it's for my children or for my husband. And it's not necessarily because they're giving it to me. It's because I have a filter on. I have a filter of not enough, not enough, not enough. So even if they're trying to appreciate me, what happens? I can't see it. I cannot see it, because all I hear, all I see, all I perceive is not enough, not enough, not enough. The whining, the crying, the things that they need that they're not giving me encouragement and affirmation. So that's why it's super important. That's why I'm going to start this series with encourage myself. What does it look like to encourage myself? When I was preparing for this video, I asked my daughter, I said, how do you encourage yourself? And she just kind of looked at me and said, what does that mean? And I said, well, do you know what encouraging is? And she said, yeah, I know what encouraging. And just in case you need some context for what encouraging means, N meaning in, courage meaning courage, getting yourself in courage, or if you're encouraging someone else, you're putting them in courage. You're pulling them into courage. You're pulling them into their stronger self. So courage is related on the feelings wheel to strength, which is related to happiness. And so you've got the core feeling of happy. It goes out to strength. It goes out to courage. Courage is a tendril, if you want to say it that way. It's a link to strength and happiness. And when we feel strong, we feel happy. When we feel courage, we can feel strong and we can feel happy. I hope that makes sense. And so I asked her, I said, how do you encourage yourself? And she said, well, sometimes I am, playing with my friends or hanging out with my friends, she said, and they don't act like I think they should act toward me. And I said, well, what do you mean? She said, well, I'll do something good, or I'll feel really bad, or I'll feel down. And I want my friends to tell me I'm doing good, or to kind of to give me some good words. This is my 10-year-old saying this. She said, and they don't. She said, so I talk to myself. I said, okay. And I said, how do you talk to yourself? She said, well, I ask, what do I want my friends to say to me? And then I just say those things to myself. And I was like, okay, yep, that is so simple. And that's exactly it. What do I want everybody else to say to me? I'm going to say that to myself. Because what's really going on is not that I need somebody else to say it, it's that I need to feel it. Okay, what would it take for me to feel it? Sometimes all it takes is a little bit of awareness. Oh, I need to feel appreciated. Have I appreciated myself lately? Probably not. If you're at all like me, you have not actually taken the time and asked yourself, what do I really want to hear from my spouse? What do I really want to hear from my friend? What do I really want to hear from my child? Have I said those things to myself? Have I even taken the time to appreciate myself? Okay, next thing that she said, which just blew my mind. She said, yeah, and they kind of, if they're kind of playing on their own and ignoring me or not giving the attention that I want, she said, I tell myself, now's a good time to be my own best friend. Come on, right? Now is a good time to be my own best friend. I mean, just take a minute and feel what that would feel like. Now is a good time. Ooh, it makes me tear up a little bit. Now is a good time to be my own best friend. Right. That feels good. And if it doesn't feel good, it's kind of like this. It feels sad because for me, I'm feeling a little bit sad in saying that. What does that mean? Well, that means that I'm recognizing I have not been my own best friend. I've not been there for myself. I've expected a lot of other people to be there for me, and I have not held myself to the same standard that I'm holding everybody else. And so how can I expect everyone else to fulfill this need within me when I'm not even willing to devote my own time? And there's no shame in this, okay? There's no shame at all, but awareness, okay? There's awareness now. So here are some simple ways to encourage yourself. I hope by now that it's become clear why you need to encourage yourself. If it's not, then I'm going to tell you this. Let me just give you this really quick thing. You cannot feel encouraged from other people until you have begun to cultivate the vibration of strength and courage within yourself. Because if you don't have that vibration already cultivated, or at least you're on the path towards its cultivation, if you're not already working on that vibration within you, it doesn't matter how many affirmations come your way. It doesn't matter how much encouragement comes your way. If you don't have the receiver open for it or the right frequency that can catch it and can feel it, it will not hit. It will ping off of you every single time. And so if you get nothing else from this, just know that cultivating the vibration of courage, cultivating the vibration of strength will open you up to receiving the affirmation that we perceive that we need from other people. The beautiful thing is this: when you start to cultivate it within yourself, you start to realize that you don't need it from other people. And it becomes this beautiful opening process where I can open up and receive without that need. Okay. That need is almost like a repellent to it. Not because it's not because you're gross, not because we're gross or any of these things, but it's like that, it's like a whininess that goes out into the universe of a need. And the universe is going, you have it, dear. You have it. Pay attention. Open your eyes. Find it. Cultivate it. Look for it within yourself. All you have to do is dig a little bit. Do a little bit of practice, just a little bit. And this is what I think Christ meant whenever he was speaking about the faith like a mustard seed. Yes, he was talking about faith, but I think he was more talking about the vibration that is required to cause any action. And it's just the tiniest amount of vibration in the right direction will shift your momentum and help you to receive exactly what you're looking for. But you cannot find it outside of yourself first. Okay, so that was a little aside, but I hope that convinced you that you can find encouragement within first. Okay, so now what can I do? What practical things can I do? Okay, I'm going to give you 3 really easy things. Are you ready? Okay, number 1, got this from my daughter in case you missed that. Got this from my daughter. Talk to yourself the way that you want to hear others talk to you. Talk to yourself the way that you want to hear others speaking to you. Think through, write down, take time, and ask yourself, what is it that I'm looking for from someone else? Write a couple of sentences down that you need to hear, but write it to yourself. You're doing such a good job. I'm doing such a good job. I really appreciate how you, I'm sitting in my kitchen right now. I really appreciate how you did the dishes. Thank you. Thank you for doing the dishes because it really makes it easier when it comes time to cook dinner. Thank you, past self, for doing the dishes. I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you. And if you feel yourself starting to move into criticism, well, I didn't do enough. I could have done more. Now it comes the second part. Like this is still the first key, but this is like part B, right? Okay. Part B. Would you talk to someone you love this way? Would you say, I'm glad you did the dishes, but you really didn't do enough? Would you tolerate someone else talking to your loved one that way? Okay. So the part B of number 1, talk to yourself the way you want to be talked to. Part B is talk to yourself as though you were someone that you cared about. Talk to yourself as though you were talking to your child, as though you were talking to your spouse, as though you were talking to your grandmother. Talk to yourself in the same way to where you are able to care for yourself. If you hear that criticism start to play, guess what? That's just a tape. That's a tape that you've trained yourself over years and years and years and years of not being enough, not being enough. That's a tape. How do we unwind that tape? We have to start playing a different one. Okay. So as the criticisms come up, even as you're encouraging yourself, because I'm telling you right now, as I'm sitting here, I'm glad you did the dishes. I can hear a criticism. Well, there's more dishes to be done. You could have done more. You could have mopped. You could have mopped the floor. You could have done the dishes. You could have done the rest of the dishes. You could have done the laundry too. That's criticism. Okay. It's valid. It's legitimate. There's truth in it. Those things still need to be done. But that's not the vibration that we're cultivating right now. Okay. So set it. Thank you. I hear you. You're a barking dog. I understand. I hear you. But right now we're focusing on this. Thank you for what you did do. I appreciate it. Talk to yourself how you want to be talked to. Or said another way, talk to yourself as if you are someone worth taking care of. Okay, number 2. Here's number 2. Become your own best friend. What does a best friend do? Best friend become your best friend because you earn their trust, because they earn your trust. So here we are. Here's number 2. Enter into a trusting relationship with yourself, which is a strange way of talking about it because it's like, how do I earn my own trust? Well, that's a good question. Spend some time on that. Write some things down. What are some things that you can do to earn your own trust? Now, this is not out of like a duty or like I have to. This is out of what would it take to earn my own trust? Some things that take the trust away, I'm going to tell you, are criticisms. Critiquing and criticizing yourself constantly breaks down your own trust of self because it starts to make you feel weaker and weaker and weaker. So earning trust with yourself are doing things that make you feel stronger and stronger and stronger. Finding things that nourish yourself. If that's taking a bath and giving yourself time to take a bath, then do that. If it's buying yourself flowers, buy yourself the flowers. If it's, not wearing uncomfortable shoes, guess what? These shoes are hurting my feet. Well, I'm going to ignore that because they're super cute and I want to wear them and they go with this outfit. Change the damn shoes. Because that's how you begin to earn trust with yourself. I'm not going to override the voice that's actually giving me good feedback. I'm going to listen to it. I'm going to trust it. I'm not going to override it for the sake of culture. I'm not going to override it for the sake of my external world. I'm going to listen. If the pants are too tight, change the pants. If the shoes don't feel good, change the shoes or just take them off. Do things that build trust. When your body, when your soul, when yourself gives you an intuitive hit of do this thing, do it. Do it. See what happens. Start to build that trust. I'm not saying it's going to always work out perfectly. I'm not saying things will go right, but you're building trust. You're building trust with yourself. Okay. So give yourself the gift of your own kindness, of your own presence. Become your own best friend. Number 3, here we go. Draw attention to your success. I learned this one from my daughter also. She didn't say this directly, but I started to think about it. When she does something really well and she wants to celebrate, what does she do? She runs into the room, comes and says, Mom, 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 guess what I just did? And she'll tell me I played this thing on the piano and it sounded good. I was listening. Did it sound good? Yes. For her, yes. Because I love her, because I care about her. I'm not going to critique the thing that she played on the piano. I'm not going to make her play it perfectly. I'm not going to say, well, you could have done it better. No, I'm going to say, you know what? Because of the joy that I see in her eyes, I'm going to say, you know what? That was amazing. I'm so excited for you. I'm going to cultivate her own excitement about her own accomplishments. Do that for yourself. You can do that for yourself. I can do that for myself. Guess what I did? Guess what I did? I didn't yell at my kids today. In fact, I listened. And God, their stories lasted forever, but I listened. Guess what? I listened to their stories and I connected. I connected with them. Good job, Mom. Really good job. Good job, lady. Good job, girl. Whatever you want to say. Obviously, all of my examples go to my kids because it's like I'm in the thick of it. That's where I am right now. So if you're not in the mom stage, I'm so sorry if those are all of my references. Make it yours. I showed up to work today and if that's all you did, give yourself credit. If you didn't show up to work today, I took a self-care day and I really did. I actually cared for myself today. Good job. Find your accomplishments. Guess what? Guess what I did? And then celebrate it within yourself. And if you can't think of a single thing, I want you to celebrate your breath. I'm still breathing today. I am still breathing. Wow. Spirit, source, energy, God said yes to my existence today. Guess what? I exist. That's enough to celebrate, okay? But take the time to celebrate it because you're worth it, hun. You're worth it. You are absolutely worth celebrating. And so those are your 3 actionable steps. But I wanted to touch on one last thing before we go. And I kind of touched on it a minute ago about vibration. But I want to give you just a little tweak to make sure that your vibration is solid because it matters, okay? But you can't fake this, okay? We're not just talking about affirming and affirmation and just saying words. We're talking about cultivating the genuine feeling, okay? So authenticity is absolutely crucial here. You cannot fake this. You can't just say, I'm glad I did the dishes and then move on. You have to take the time to celebrate that you accomplished something and you have to take the time to feel it, okay? I mean it. This is so, so, so important because if you don't find the vibration that you're actually looking for, but you say it in your mind and you don't take the time to bring your whole body, soul, spirit into alignment with it, what's going to happen is you're just going to create what I've come up with is like a flattery Jenga. Like you're just flattering yourself and it's these Jenga blocks building on each other and you can feel it in your vibration. It's wobbly. It is not solid. That's not worth cultivating, okay? If you can only get from where you are to neutral, I can't celebrate myself yet, but I can get to at least not criticizing. I can get to neutral. Do that. Cultivate that. And then the next day, see if you can get to stronger. See if you can get to a little bit of courage. See if you can pull yourself into, I really do enjoy that I did that. I really do appreciate. See if you can find your way to appreciation. Don't try to jump from way down here, critical, shameful, whatever, all the way to appreciation. You're not going to be able to make that jump, and that's okay. Make as little a jump as you possibly can and make it solid. Make it feel juicy. Make it feel real. Even if it's just numbness, even if it's just neutrality, I don't feel anything towards myself. Great. At least you're not feeling critical. Take the time to cultivate, I don't feel anything, and be okay with that for a minute. There's nothing wrong with walking up the ladder slowly, because what's more important? Feeling the appreciation right this minute and then it going away and going right back into criticism, or building a foundation of neutral, not necessarily feeling critical towards myself. Okay, what am I feeling? I'm feeling positive. Okay, the next day, I feel stronger. Okay, I really do appreciate myself. And now you can abide in appreciation. Take the time, slowly take the time to build a foundation of appreciation. It may take several days because, honey, you didn't get to this self-critical tape in a day. It happened over years and years and years. So give yourself time to create a vibration of affirmation step by step by step, where you can really abide on this, what Abraham Hicks calls that high flying disc of affirmation, appreciation, encouragement, adoration of yourself. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you feel shame around encouraging yourself, I'm just going to say put that to the side. Just trust me. Put it to the side, and we'll talk about that in another video. Put that shame to the side. You are worth encouraging. You are doing an amazing job. And if you can't find the courage within yourself, then no amount of encouragement or affirmation is going to be able to come from outside of you. I would just want to encourage you. This takes practice. I did not get here where you're feeling this courage, you're feeling this love, you're feeling this adoration for myself. I hope you can feel that. If you like, I adore myself. I really do. And not in a prideful way to where I'm like ego inflated. Girl, I've got my troubles. I got my troubles and I know them. I see them. I've got the shadow. I am well aware of my shortcomings. But I really do appreciate myself. I really do. I'm so glad I showed up to make this video. I'm so glad I did this. I'm so proud of myself. So I want to give this to you. I want to create this high flying disc for you so you can do this too. So just trust me and put the shame aside, put the conditioning aside of it's not good to feel this way about yourself. It's prideful, it's whatever, whatever. We'll deal with that conditioning later. For now, let's just practice. Practice, practice, practice. You can do some of these things in the mirror. You can do some of these affirmations that I'm about to share with you on this meditation. You can do this anytime to build yourself up. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a minute and breathe. And I'm going to say a couple of these affirmations that you can use in your practice to try to build yourself up. So this is the section of the video where feel free to pause it. I will attach this later as its own thing, so you can just come back to this meditation and try these on for size. So as I say each of these, try it on. See if it feels strong. If it doesn't feel strong, don't make yourself say it. Don't make yourself do it. You can take any of these affirmations and say, I want to feel blank. And then add the affirmation after that. And see if you can just want to feel it. Okay? So here we go. Take a deep breath. Get to know your own energy. Feel yourself. Feel what neutral or normal or you, feel what you feel like before we say anything else. And now, as I say these affirmations, I want you to be able to expand that feeling of you, expand that feeling of strength. If at any point it starts to feel smaller, then that affirmation is not for you right now, and that's okay. Add the I want to feel this and see if it changes things for you. Here we go. I am so glad I'm alive right now. I may not always see it, but I affect the world in so many positive ways. I affect the world in so many positive ways. My life is an expression of the divine on earth. The world loves me. The world is a safe and affirming place. I am amazing. I'm amazing. I am so, so, so proud of me. I'm learning to love my own actions. I'm learning to trust my decisions. I make good decisions. I see my actions with loving eyes. I am deeply loved and appreciated. I appreciate myself. When you're ready, you can move yourself and just kind of jiggle yourself around a little bit and see if you feel a little bit bigger than when you started this video. I hope you do. A little bit stronger, a little bit happier, because that's how we live this life, a little bit at a time. It's a daily devotion. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. You're doing an amazing job. You really, really are. I'm so glad that you exist.